Hey, what is up guys? GuitarRock here, welcome back to another FWTR video. Alright, there's a new patch note came out unexpectedly yesterday. Apparently this is the 28th of February. They usually do this on tonight actually, on Wednesday nights for me as opposed to on Tuesday. But yeah, here it is. I believe there's nothing much except for a couple of awakenings which will feature the Blazblue heroes. Alright, so we have awakening for Ragnar. Pretty cool. Alright, so 160 awakening. Why is it cut off? Alright, so basically he will have his own awakening skill. Jin Kisaragi. We have Noelle awakening as well. And Rachel. Alright, let's have a look. I believe some of them are rebalanced. What is this? What is this? I can't see anything. Alright, so went to their Facebook page. That's better. Okay, so first thing we have for Ragnar. Pretty hype. Lots of new changes. So basically the power of Soul Eater allows him to now restore even more HP when with the damage inflicted on enemies, 42% as opposed to 33%. So that's a significant, very significant buff actually. Also, when he has 60% or more HP, so this one is pretty cool. He needs to have above certain threshold. His skill will be able to reduce damage from attack type characters by 70% and increase movement by 1. So that should almost always be permanent if he gets his move to always move first. So basically, if he can move fast enough and lifesteal back up, he should be able to get that damage reduction from attack type heroes. So not sure, I'm not sure how people will build him. Maybe some people will build him with revive, some might build him with, you know, imperfect test subject and things like that. So that would be pretty cool. Or maybe some might stack him up with Slime King as well. So the first skill, Nightmare Age, nothing much changed there except for he now has the ability to debuff attack and defense for 2 turns by 1050. So that means it works now on, it should work on the Kraken, Unknown Paradise. He should be pretty decent, and if he needs to stack debuff on maybe Tower of Dawn, you want to stack as much debuff as you can do that as well. So pretty solid skill, very solid first skill actually. 2 debuffs you always are always welcomed. Second skill, the Carnage Scissors. So it now has a 70% chance of pushing enemies 2 tiles away as opposed to 60%, and attack type targets have their skill cost increased by 100% for 1 turn. So that is actually very strong. It seems like they are making him like a counter type against attack type heroes. And then the third skill, Devoured by Darkness. So the range is modified slightly, so he now hits slightly further away. So 202.9% and additional 28,000 fixed damage. And of course, if the targets are attack type, increases final skill power by 50%. So that is pretty significant, and the attack type heroes become cursed with a 100% chance. So curse basically transfers the buff if they inflict it on you. Basically, if you fight Pingbin, you cast this third skill on Pingbin. Pingbin will receive back the burn if you were to get the burn debuff from Pingbin directly. So basically, it seems like the counter that everyone has been waiting for and complaining Pingbin is too strong in BOH. Here it is, your solution, Ragnar. So maybe some people might switch to this guy in their garrison, I'm not sure, but it will be interesting to see. Alright, Jin Kisaragi. So next up, this guy, passive skill seems pretty, wow, that's pretty good actually. Slightly wider range compared to May's passive, so I really like that. I feel like May is kind of lacking in terms of her passive, but now that we have Jin's passive, now this is pretty good. Wow, that's actually a little bit too broken, I think. First skill now has 100% chance to stun as opposed to 80%. But the enemy need to be inflicted by reduced movement. So basically the enemies need to be hit by the passive first. Second skill, there's no change. Third skill, the Arctic Dungeon. Same modifier, 192.2%. Drains 18.5% of their current HP. enemies in reduced movement, reduce additional fixed damage. So pretty cool. He's strong if you can activate his passive along with one of his skills, but if he's further away in certain maps, he might not work as well, because if you look at his third skill, 192% is kind of low. Most heroes have 200 and above % modifiers, so it will take quite a bit of strategic placement to actually use this guy correctly. So I'm interested and curious to see how people will work things out with that. Alright, Noelle. Alright. So wow, that's a lot of change. First up, the passive skill. It used to give attack and defense by 10%. So they're changing that to every time she uses a skill, attack increase by 7% and crit damage by 4% for up to 3 turns. Okay, pretty interesting. Stacks up to 3 times. Debuff effects from active skills. Increase this skill's power by 20%. This skill's power, I believe it increased like final skill power of all skill. So first skill, that's a pretty cool range. Wow, she's competing directly with Rage right now, it seems like, at least for the first skill co-op range, and you still need to position her correctly for the third skill though. So final skill power increases by 30% against targets 3 or more tiles away. Wow, that is very strong actually. And considering that it deals, the basic one is 160%, 30% is 190%. Wow, that's crazy. That's for first skill. If you can hit enemies 3 tiles away, this skill is as strong as a third skill. Wow, incredible. Alright, second skill, enemies hit in straight line, causes her to receive 148% DOT damage for 2 turns. Alright, so Noelle receives the Ghost Walk effect. So basically she needs to activate this second skill active buff to be able to activate her passive, which will increase skills power by 20%. Alright, pretty interesting. I'm curious to see how she works out, but let's have a look at the third skill. So basically enemies hit by this ignores defense, 212.6% attack, so that's a lot higher modifier than Jin Kisaragi's one, which is 192%. So if there are 2 or more targets within range, Noelle's critical damage increases by 40%. What? 40%? That's a lot. Holy, 40% crit damage. Okay, that's... Sorry for the scream, I'm just a bit too excited. That's a lot. That's some crazy buff that they're giving her. Holy. It's just crazy. But I feel like she won't fit well in current BOH meta. I could be wrong. Definitely in Unknown Paradise or Tower of Dawn. Everything else she would fit perfectly. Guild Raids, of course, Friday. We will see how we can fit her. Man, that is crazy. I might use her on Fridays. I'm not sure if replacing her with Thanatos is worth it or not, because Thanatos has that Hero's Mark, which increases final skill power by 10% to everyone. But so far, her skill seems pretty convincing though. Might figure something out. Alright. Next up we have Rachel. Alright, Rachel seems to receive the the least amount of buffs. Passive skill, while Rachel's HP is 70% or more, her attack increased by 22% right now, as opposed to 15.7%, alright? So nothing much changed there. First skill has 80% chance to stun, as opposed to 60% chance to stun. No change for the second and third skill. Wow, that is kind of sad, considering that I really love her, and I assume many people really like her back then. Her third skill modifier at 178.6% is just extremely low, considering all the heroes nowadays have 200 and above % attack for third skill. It does cover a pretty wide area though, and she is area attack, but I don't know, it feels like it doesn't justify her correctly, because everyone is receiving this OP amazing buff and she's just sitting there with these regular standard skills. It feels like it's standard, you know, like I feel like she could deserve a bit of buff at least. increased that 178 to 190 at least. Decreased attack is still there. I believe she has her burn MP if you have her soul gear plus 10, her paid one at least. But other than that, I don't know. Feels like she has fallen off based on the sheet that we're looking at right here. But yeah, we'll have to test her out to see. Maybe she'll have good stats. We'll have to look at the stats as well. So soul gear Noelle, the Arcus Diabolus Bolvrek, so increased attack. Alright, so they are changing this to match the passive. Pretty interesting. So they are adding Noelle and Rachel's Gene Fragments in the event shop, so make sure to purchase it every day. So Tower of Dawn March will start tomorrow again. Alright, so stay tuned in the channel for more Tower of Dawn guides and things like that. So Cuckoo event, so we have the Neptune's Dungeon Papers, Scissors, Rock Cuckoos will be open daily. Alright, so for the next 2 weeks until 15th of March, Gold Maze daily event, Gold Maze will be open daily until 15th of March. Ragnar's Lost Island, make sure to farm Ragnar if you like him. Blazblue special box, alright, if you want to be a whale, purchase this, you get costumes. They are just basically the black version of their current costume. And their exclusive equipments, which I don't recommend you to purchase actually. Save your cash for some other better packages if you really want to buy. But if you are a collector, you know, you collect everything, I guess you could get this costume and the set item as well. It's not that good, not great at all. It's only attacked by 30%. Yeah. So although for Jin Kisaragi you will have to purchase his as well if you plan to use him. Yeah, because he's only available in package and you need lots of perfect genes. I recently invested all my perfect genes in Pink Bean. I don't even have enough for my Yunwo right now, and I don't think mine is maxed out as well. I did purchase him last time, so yeah, we'll have to see at that. And then there's a Black Edition for Noelle and Rachel's one. Alright, they have their special set equipments as well, which are not 6 stars, they are 5 stars. So I don't think they are worth the purchase, but to everyone, to each their own. It's your crystals anyway. If you lack sets, even if you lack sets, maybe you should just save your crystals and try to pull some random thing, get your mileage bar up and get something better compared to this. There's a lot of good things on slot 3 that's better than all this. Pink Ranger is better, I think. Yeah. Alright, and then obviously Perfect X Jin Kisaragi Jin box for sale. And of course we have March Cuckoo's Blessing, gotta have these packages. Alright, so next up we have a couple of bug fixes. 2 issue of 2 set effects of Cuckoo Rangers Go. I didn't know that. There's issue with that set. Alright, let's have a look at the Rage. I like Ragnar, but the game still has some major issues to address. With Pink Bean and the burn for 2 turns. What the I don't have crystals anymore, and this will be the event NC timing highs. I will wait for good gear, the next event of Blazblue. I will get the package of Jin Kisaragi, but for now I only have 1k gem left. Rachel is live, now all I need is some Awaken client action. Damn, please awaken Belle, Valkyrie and the other Season 1 heroes. When Nexon makes Ragnar just to balance Pink Beans, but will he reduce 95% damage from attack heroes with SK? Lul. Also, I expected rewards for awakening and leveling them up. Alright guys, that's our weekly look at the Rage in the Facebook community as usual. So yeah, feel free to leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be sure to check them out. What do you guys think about Noelle and Ragnar and Jin Kisaragi and Rachel? Yeah, so let me know. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.